Thanks. New tonight, investigators in Sarpy County believe they found the person responsible for stealing bronze letters from the Omaha National Cemetery. We first brought you this story last month as a First Alert 6 exclusive. In late October, Papillion police responded to a theft call where most of the bronze and brass letters were stolen from the cemetery's front entrance. An arrest warrant reveals officers were tipped off to where the letters ended up at a scrapyard. Investigators noticed the ID used to sell the letters belonged to 46-year-old Michael Ashcraft. Ashcraft has been booked into the Douglas County Jail in connection to burglary and other theft charges. According to the warrant, investigators spoke with Ashcraft, who allegedly admitted to going to the cemetery with a friend. He says his friend stole the letters and that he sold them and split the proceeds with his friend. Surveillance video appears to show Ashcraft with the items he sold, including large pieces of letters consistent with those from the front of the Omaha National Cemetery.